All right, we're going to be talking about a short-term trade setup for Mr. Uni to the downside. What time frame are we going to look at here? This is going to be on the hourly time frame. So what do I want to do? Of course, is bring our attention to my cell phone ringing right as I'm getting started here. But simply put, the trade signal was given here, and I told my associate here, look, drop it down to a 15-minute time frame and look at that green 55 for your area of entry, right? And I suggested, hey, enter here, stop loss there, and shoot for TP2. So what I'm going to do is show you right now how to place that trade on my new favorite exchange called BloFin. There is a link in the description below if you want to learn how to trade and turn $100 into $1,000, something like that. Also, it's a high risk, high reward, right? So you can also lose very quick. So I recommend trading with a paper account, joining our Discord community, learning, get the course, etc., etc. All the links are in the description below. We are going to follow up on this trade setup tomorrow and just take a look at what the result is. So what I have is a white 200 simple right there. I do like to enter on those. So what I'm going to do is do a limit order in at about 616. And I'm just going to do half of whatever I have in this account. It was about $100. Running two little trades here. And I'm also going to enter that TP stop loss. I'm going to target this fair value gap right here. You can see this nice little gap, and those gaps like to get filled. Needless to say, what I'm going to do now is enter that limit order and the TP stop loss. So stop loss is going to go 631 and TP at 579. Here we go, 6.31, and you've got, let's call it 579, and we will enter half there. And now my limit order is sitting on the books, and as soon as it comes up to that line, it is going to go ahead and enter the short, put the stop loss there, put the take profit there. Hopefully it shows you by the end. Needless to say, there is a link in the description below for BloFin, and yep. I do want to bring our attention back to Bitcoin as, well, here's the other chart I was sending to my associate here this morning saying, hey, look, this yellow line is kind of our area of peace and prosperity or death and despair. And what am I talking about here? Well, let me be more specific and get a little bit more in line here. So what do we have here? These are the futures gaps, right? So the market closes on Friday, opens on Sunday afternoon, okay? So what happens over the holiday weekend? All the retailers, the people that don't know what they're doing, they're going online. They're trying to figure out what to do. They're going long. They're going short. This is a pretty wide gap. But what you want to look for is the people who got trapped over the weekend. And then generally the market maker is going to send the price in the opposite direction, right? So what happened? These are the people that got trapped, right? This wick right here sent it right up here and caught that liquidity right there. It took me forever to figure out what that means, and that is where the highest volume of buyers and sellers are activated. So essentially some people went long right here, some people went short, and those positions are going to be unloaded when the price returns to that pivot. Needless to say, spiked into that liquidity, shot it back down to this trend line, and what is this trend line coming in on in a very difficult area? It's called the 786, which is your last hope for glory, essentially, which would be a bit of a trend reversal on the 15-minute time frame with a higher high and call this a higher low. To me, it looks like another reversal upon reversals, but I'll explain what I mean by that. But essentially, we are coming in to the dead gap zone, so it's a good time to look at the liquidity. This is the area where they like to mess with the price. Look what happened in the last dead gap right there. Bang. I mean, that's when the market makers are having lunch or time off, snack zone, cigarette break, whatever it is. There's a period between U.S. market closing and Asia opening where the market does crazy things. all the time, and the biggest moves tend to actually happen in those areas. If I'm going to be honest, based on watching this price for a long time, but trapped over the weekend, liquidity grabbed, punched back down to the bottom side of this trend line, and basing off the 786. So if the uptrend is going to continue, essentially we want to take out this high, higher low, and let's see. Yeah, we want to see a higher low somewhere around 58.7, anywhere along this trend line, but just want to see that trend reversal come in sooner than later. Why is that? Well, I think things can start to move fairly quickly. If you're looking to get an entry in on Bitcoin, you have cash on the side. I mean, I'm still long-term bullish, macro bullish. It's just the sideways chop. They're calling it the time-based capitulation. Everybody's getting bored. It's been 6 months of sideways, and then all of a sudden, you want to have some skin in the game right now, absolutely. But if you are, looking to perhaps, deploy some capital, there may be, a golden pocket zone, the golden pocket, which is coming in, call it this area right here. I actually like to draw it from here. Forget it. From the high to the low, where's the 618 coming in at 38,000 and 45,000? So I do think if we do lose 47,000 today, if anything like this begins to happen on a 12-hour or a 4-hour, it does look like we want to revisit this liquidity at some point, even if we do get a rally up to 62, 63,000. I think it probably gets faded one more time, and you just have a little bit more sideways boring and down until, and this isn't helping us out today. Wow. Look at that inverted head and shoulders. I don't know if I went over that with you guys last week, but I was saying, look, there's the, I don't know how I figured that one out. The left shoulder, head, I don't know what time frame I drew it on, but definitely got the measure move. And a lot of times that is what happens, right? So you almost get there, you do a little return action, and now that white 200 symbols governing price to the downside on the hourly for Mr. NASDAQ, and I imagine the other majors. Checking in on CMEs, and it looks like we're getting the bounce in the short term. CMEs putting in that bounce. Going to get rid of some of these colors here, and I'm going to end this one here sooner than later. CMEs over the weekend, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is going to open and close at those odd hours. As long as we're now below this pivot at 59,685, it looks like trend continuation at the moment. What could cause a reversal? Some of the economic data coming out this week. I think there's some important numbers, but most importantly this month is going to be the Fed meeting, the rate hike decision. So time to be paying attention, time to set up your exchange account and join the Discord. And I will see you guys in the next one. That is all the time I have for today. Thanks, and have yourself a blessed and highly favored day. Take care.